Let's see here. We women outnumber the men in this room about 8, 9 to 5, 4, 5. So men, bear with me. Childbirth. The whole process from the developmental stages to the end is one of the most miraculous events a woman can experience. I myself cannot help but reflect on my own experiences in this endearing phenomenon. How precious is the moment when we as women can bring forth life into this world. And how proud God must feel when He allows a tiny yet precious being into His kingdom to be nurtured by the ones who created him. I'm pretty sure some of us have thought about that day that we've experienced and said, oh, what a joyous moment. Sounds a little like a Hallmark card, right? Well, my fellow Toastmasters, I stand before you today to say that you have been sold a bill of goods. Why? 3 reasons. Pain, pain, and pain. Amen? Amen. God was not proud when Adam and Eve selfishly indulged in that juicy piece of forbidden fruit. No, my friends, He meant what He said when He declared women shall bring forth children in pain. That's number 1. From the time that little precious seed kicks you in the gut, signifying it's ready to leave its temporary home, you're not thinking, what a wonderful experience this is going to be. You're thinking, get it out! Number 2, that pain is so bad. The idea of someone sticking a needle in your back that's the length of a yardstick suddenly doesn't seem like a bad idea if it's going to give you some relief. When I was expecting, I faithfully watched those baby shows where they highlighted a couple's journey from pregnancy to birth. And most of the time, they were going to choose some sort of natural remedy to help lower the amount of pain a woman may experience during her labor. That's cute. However, I'm a firm believer in modern medicine. I want the shot as soon as I walk through the doors. Sign the admittance papers, stick the needle in, it all works hand in hand. I have a very low tolerance for pain, and that's why I can't understand sometimes when I would hear women say, we want to experience natural childbirth. We aren't experiencing anything. It is the woman who is going through excruciating pain while the man attempts to be a cheerleader on the side of the bed with shouts of, hang in there, bunny. And you're doing a great job, honey. Word of advice, men, if she replies, bite me, in the middle of one of those cheers, don't take it personal. Strictly baby. Which leads me to my last and final reason why I feel you have been sold a bill of goods, and that is that pain is so unbearable, insults become your way of communicating. When I was in Lamaze class, my husband learned the perfect way to help me breathe in between contractions. When the time finally arrived, he put his skills to work, panting in my face just like the Lamaze coach you're talking about. I, on the other hand, realized, unlike what the Lamaze coach said, that this technique did not work. I mustered up enough strength to ask him to come closer so I could tell him to stop breathing in my face. He looked a little disappointed. Then he put his hand up to his face and blew as if it was his breath that was displayed. I told him, in between moans, that it wasn't his breath. It was him. When the decisive moment came, I had just about enough. Was I going to continue pushing like the doctors and nurses were instructing me to, or was I going to call it quits? I chose the latter. I was truly ready to unplug the cord, put on my clothes, and accept the fact that, hey, I was going to be pregnant for the rest of my life. Because there was no way I was going to continue pushing. 12 hours of breathing, moaning, and sweating, and the critter wasn't even crowning. But after a couple of you can do it, and one threat to call the cops, I succumbed and gave it 10 more last tries. Now I can assure you that there will never be any more earthly beings entering this world through my body. However, I will admit, in the end, the hard work it pays off. When the first cries are heard, emotions are overwhelming, and the amount of love both parents feel, well, words can express. The power of God is so great that his punishment for pain, we tend to forget, and it becomes a thing of a past. And we as women find ourselves pondering the thought of doing it all over again. Or in my case, again, and again, and again, and dear God, again. Madam Toastmaster.